Hey guys, it's Bailey. Welcome back to the channel and thanks for tuning in for a video that's going to be a super quick review of the 3 new Real Techniques sponges. There is the Mega Diamond Sponge, supposed to be very multi-purpose, has lots of different surfaces to do lots of different things. In a nutshell, I suppose. I'll go more into depth later, obviously. The Contour and Highlight Sponge, and then the, I believe it's called the Miracle Mini Sponge. I talked about it in my August monthly favorites video, if that's any indicator as to how I feel about this, but my feelings on the other two are not quite as straightforward. So I want to do a full video on them. I know a lot of you guys had questions, so let's go ahead and jump in. First, let's start with the Miracle Mini. Here it is in relation to a beauty blender. These are both wet, by the way. I feel like this is the best indicator because more people have the beauty blender, at least more people have seen a beauty blender for a size reference. So here is a wet beauty blender. Here is a Wet Precision Mini from Real Techniques. What I love about this is obviously it's small. It's supposed to get up under your eye area, around your nose, just kind of do those more precise areas around your face. What I personally love about it is it not only has this slanted edge, so it really presses against that triangle area in your under eye, it also has this cut off flat edge here, so it can really get up against your lower lashes. So often I find that when I'm using something like a beauty blender, this won't quite get all the way up there. There just isn't enough product on the tip of the sponge, whereas you can actually put product on this flat surface or blend whatever product you may have in that under eye area up underneath your eye. I find it helps me get more coverage in that area for that reason, and I also find that this flat edge here over something like the rounded edge from a beauty blender helps me get a more even blend here. This I think is the softest, would I say softest? No, I guess the diamond is pretty soft. One of the softest sponges of the 3 from Real Techniques. I'm not sure if all the sponge material is the same, but for some reason the contour highlight, maybe it's the shape, just feels a little bit more firm. Which I'll get to later, but because of how soft this is, it has a really nice bounce across the skin. So for me, that makes it easy to work really quickly, help blend everything really evenly. It's just overall a great sponge. I think it serves exactly the purpose it's supposed to as a precision mini sponge. Then there is the Diamond Sponge, and I'm not gonna lie, people, I was most excited for this because of the aesthetic appeal of it. Who doesn't want a diamond sitting on their vanity or wherever you get ready? Realistically though, all of these sides serve different purposes. Just looking at the back of the box here, which I kept, it says the pointed tip covers small imperfections, so you can go in and really like pencil point, go into blemishes, or even, you know, work it up in that under eye area. I find it's a little flimsy to get and really blend product out there. The mini is better for that. Then you have the larger flat size, these larger triangles here at the bottom, and those are supposed to function as a wedge to apply makeup to larger areas, so tops of the cheeks and that triangle area, forehead, things like that. Smaller flat sides, these around the top here, are supposed to work around eyes, mouth, and brow bone. Little big for my brow bone. I find it's most helpful in like if you have a cream contour you want to blend out, and here as well. And then the top is to buff and blend for a flawless finish. So basically it's to work in foundation in various ways. But personally, when I was using this for foundation, I found I mostly used this top edge. I didn't find that I was, you know, using each side to do exactly what it was supposed to. I just used the flat edge. I found that helped work things in most quickly, most evenly, and that when I tried to use the other edges, it took me more time to do that. So for me, the multi-sided aspect of this product wasn't practical for me. Basically, it's not my favorite foundation sponge. I think it overcomplicates things a little bit, but what I have found having all of these sides is good for is using different kinds of products. This can kind of be your one and done sponge if you only ever take one to go. You have sort of this concealer type here, like I said, is a little flimsy in the under eye area, but it can kind of get the job done. You can also use it to, like I said earlier, get really precise application on little spots around the face. I like to use these longer sides to apply foundation all over. Like I said earlier, these smaller, more narrow faces to do contour. And then this top here, I like to blend out blush. I had a cream blush the other day that I was applying, and I didn't want to use a brush. I didn't have the right brush clean, and so I just reached for this and dabbed it over the top, and that flat edge just made for the perfect buffer for cream and liquid products. So all in all, I wouldn't get it as a foundation sponge. That's not how I would recommend using it, but mostly because that's not intuitive for me. To you, if you're looking for kind of an all-in-one sponge, this I find does the job better than a beauty blender because it has more defined sides that you can ensure will stay clean and separate from the other sides of the sponge. You know, if you have a color like a blush that you want to keep separate from your foundation and still be able to work with all those products without muddying up your face, this is a really cool sponge to do that with. So mixed feelings, I would say. If you think you need it, it's a good addition to your toolbox, but if not, you know, I wouldn't say you absolutely have to have it. And last is the contour highlight sponge. This, I gotta be honest, has no place in my makeup toolbox. I just found that it was, like I said earlier, a little too firm for me, so I couldn't get a good bounce. I'm not sure if it's because of the firmness of the sponge or if it's the shape or something like that, but the way it absorbs products, it was really hard to get a uniform absorption and therefore a uniform application. So when it went in with specifically liquid products like bronzer, highlighter, I would just get a huge deposit of product that was then really hard to blend out because of how hard the sponge is for both sides. The same would happen for each side. Cream products is a little easier because if you apply it directly to the skin, you can control where that deepest point is and then blend out from there. But even in that case, the blending just wasn't there for me. So I've tried it every which way. I just can't figure out how to get this to work for me. And when there are other brushes and sponges that do the job, I just don't see this as needing to be in my collection. So of the three sponges that Real Techniques have out, I would say the Miracle Mini and the Diamond, definitely good ways to go. The Diamond not necessarily for the purpose it was intended, but I still definitely see utility in your everyday makeup routine, but just can't recommend this for anyone because I didn't think it was effective at blending product out. So really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of these products below. But besides that, I will see you in the next video. Thanks guys. Bye.